any job you're in, you're always leading and managing up, down, and across, right? And the thing that I learned is just, you got to think about what is most important, just in any other leadership skill, is who are you helping? Who are you working with? What do they need? What's important to them? How can you help them achieve their objectives? That's true all the way around, right? A senior leader in a company. Does a senior leader in a company need a 30-page slide presentation for a simple topic? No. They need 3 points. 3 points that they can remember. 3 things that are simple, right? Do they need you to bring them crazy ideas that you have no idea how to actually accomplish? Maybe in a visioning exercise. But my experience is what they really need is for you to understand the strategy and execute it and report that back to them so they can be confident that you are doing what we need to do and you are doing it well. That whatever the result ends up being, that what you are doing is what you need to execute to generate the results that you plan to achieve, right? They need to be confident of that. Understand their political environments. A lot of companies, many companies are very, very political. You got to understand what's important to them and the way in which they are part of the different political environments in the organization, and what's not important, or what can actually be counterproductive, right? So those are important things to be aware of, managing your leadership. You, to your leader, should be an asset. A friend of mine said he worked for a professional football coach once, who said, the first week you work here, when I ask you for a glass of water, I expect you to bring it to me. The second week I work here, when I hold out my hand like that, there should be a glass of water in it. The third week you work here, the glass of water should show up before I have to hold out my hand. So it's anticipate what your leadership needs and bring it to them. Be seen as a value to them, not as a challenge to them, right?
Yeah.
The leading teams, I can speak specifically to sales teams. I think the most important thing is having a vision for not only what you want to achieve or accomplish, but how you want to do it, and that's your culture, right? To me, that's in my last job, I had 5 key things that we focused on. Number 1 was culture, and the way that I defined culture was everyone on the team should know that they are valued and valuable to themselves, the company, our customers, to patients, to the teammates, and to their families and friends. Right. The whole thing. But you need to know that you're valued and valuable to both, because people need to feel like what they do makes a difference. And people need to know that they are valued for doing it. You need to personally make sure they know that you care and that they that they can trust you. And that is absolutely foundational. I was explaining to the boys the other day. I used to tell everyone I worked with, look, you don't know me. I don't know you. Think of trust like a bank account. I know it's an old, way to think about it, but I just assume that I have nothing in your trust account. Like I got to earn that. And I'm going to act in a way, trustworthiness, I'm going to act in a way that I feel like I'm putting deposits in the trust account that you have with my name on it. Because one of these days I'm going to screw up. One of these days I'm going to make a mistake, or I'm going to do something that your initial thought is, what's that about? Or is he deceiving me, or what's going on? And if there's a lot in your trust account with me, you'll probably assume positive intent. Right. Assume positive intent. At least don't react yet. I can trust this. I might need to understand it better, but at least I can trust it. Because I can tell you, as a leader, anytime you go through a very difficult situation, that's what's on people's minds. They need to know that they can trust you, right? Absolutely. So I think all of those things are very important. I think, again, relationships, leading across, managing across your teams. I think anytime you're in an organization, it's really critical to be proactive about building relationships with other stakeholders, with other leaders of other teams that you work with. Mm-hmm. A good example, I can tell you, one of the first things I ever did in marketing roles is I went to get to know the head of regulatory, the head of legal, the head of compliance. I involved them in my meetings. I involved them in the creation of things. I didn't wait until the last minute because I looked at them not as people who are going to shut down what I want to do, but as brilliant, experienced, talented, educated people who, once they understand the intent and the objective, could actually be helpful in creating something that, oh, by the way, is legal and compliant and appropriate from the beginning, right?